Just have to take a quick minute to thank our sponsors, Yellow Dog Paddle, Mackin's Rip and Lips Fishing Trips, NJFishing.com, and 8 Ball Sportfishing. Also have to thank our supporters, Mike K's Guide Service, Psycho Jigs, Lip Glue, FC Fish Company, Nor'easter Hardcore Apparel, Hoggy Time Jigs, The Mimi Sick, and The Gambler. Eddie Mackin's Rip and Lips Fishing Trips, continuing on that hot hybrid bite during the day. You could also rent pontoon boats out. If you're looking to take more than a couple of kids, the pontoon boat will take up to 6 people. And the red eye trips, if you're looking to fish alone, you'll be paired with another person that's also alone, looking to go on a fishing trip and save some money. So call Eddie Mackin today for any of your Lake Hopatcong fishing trip needs. Hello and welcome to episode number 110 of the NJ Multi-Species Podcast. I am your host, Joe Santiago. As always, my partner, Chris Pereira.
Hello, Joe.
Hello, Chris. Fishing. I have some fishing. I went camping up in New York, got to fish on the Wallkill River. Really only used a Ned rig. Caught a ton of smallmouth, but real small ones. So that was cool.
What's that place called?
Jellystone, Yogi Bear's Jellystone. It was like one of the nicest campgrounds I've ever been to. Like, they already want to go back. The fishing there wasn't amazing, but the place itself for the kids was really nice camp. And then I came home. We went fishing at a local lake where they caught sunfish all day. And we took my niece, Francesca, who caught her first fish ever, and then just wanted to hog the rods from everyone, catch all of them. So that was pretty awesome to see. But yeah, I didn't do that much fishing, more of a family weekend. But we know Chris got back from a trip with 8 Ball.
Yeah, dude, I did a lot of, I didn't do as much fishing as I'd like because I had a whole situation with the truck and the mechanic, and I still don't have AC in the truck, so I'm pretty much just dying on the way back from anywhere with the heat. But me and a couple, we had me, Jen Wong, Kronk, John Britt. John Britt brought his buddy, and Walter Hewitt. And
Walter.
You saw the picture. Walter's still busting my balls about the gambler.
I saw he put the pin in the cap. Now he's wearing that.
He's got the gambler hat with the pin that says gambler pool winner on the side.
Wow. Walter.
I'm like, that's going on the internet, buddy. Yes. He didn't care. He said, yeah, that's what it's for. It's for you to look at. Anyway. Went out with 8 Ball again. His lady Kim was the maid again. The fishing was tough. I'm going to be straight up. We fished hard and we caught a lot of shorts. The sea bass were relentless. And we went all over the place, dude. He went all over the place. He never stopped moving. If we were catching fluke, we rode it out. If the shorts stopped biting, we moved. We picked a couple keepers. We stuck with it. If we started getting pounded by sea bass, we'd make a little move, see if we could get on the more fluke. He nonstop put the work in, dude. I can't say enough good things about him. And I got to
fish with it. I can't wait to fish with him. I'm gonna go soon. I just need to find some people. If you're watching this and want to go fishing on 8 Ball on a 6-pack with me, send me a DM.
He thinks you hate him. He's like, how come Joe never comes? I said, I don't know, dude.
You know what's funny? I think I like the camping trip this was like the first. I think it was our second vacation of the year. First one was Hershey, I think. Both those vacations, he asked me to go somewhere, and I missed both times. All the weekends I was home, he was busy.
I mean,
he was
look,
booked. But we're gonna get there, and I'm gonna find some people. I need more friends. I think I don't have enough friends to fill a 6-pack, but
dude, I've been filling trips with like whoever wants to go, and you just make new friends. Like,
I gotta make new friends. Yeah, I need new friends. That's what the bottom line is. My old friends are just no good.
Get on good fishing trips, book good fishing trips, like with 8 Ball, and then just invite people. I mean, look,
be friends with
next
guys.
Weekend. I'm not around.
So there, I really have no one, man.
Right. I mean, just for the record, next weekend,
I had Max, but I hate Max now. Max is a piece of shit to me.
Oh God.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Max. Where am I getting into
that? I wanted to. I did get a message from Captain Lido because he does send a weekly report for the podcast.
Dude, are you cutting me off from the 8 Ball report? I'm not done. I got a killer story.
I want to just put this in that Gambler did report pretty tough fluking too. Haven't been doing that great. So it's not just 8 Ball. There's been some tough fishing all around. I saw fishmonger's not even fluking. He's just ling fishing. I don't know if that's by choice or if he knows something that he didn't want to. I don't know, but that seems weird. No.
No, I mean, well, he's supposed to do another episode, but he couldn't make it again. But basically, what I've heard is he's offering that he's telling the people like, look, the fluke fishing hasn't been that great. Do you want to do ling instead? And then his customers choose basically. But yeah, it hasn't. It's been tough. I mean, I've heard guys will tell you like, oh, I went out and I caught my limit, but that's. I don't want to say it's luck. I mean,
well, Joe Zagorski did text me. He caught his double limit. He made sure that I knew about it. He had a double limit, but
I didn't get an invite for that either. Did you?
He didn't. No invite. No invite from Joe Z. Thanks a lot. But he was very excited to tell me about how great it was after he got back. But the ling fishing, on a quick note. The pictures Fishmonger posted is just 3 gigantic coffin coolers filled to the brim. And in the Gambler report, it says that the night fishing trips, they're catching really nice size ling. Some squid and bluefish too. So their night fishing trips are having a little more action. But he did say big ling. So ling fishing's really good currently.
Yeah, I mean, well, not the most exciting fish in the world to fish for, but they, they taste good, and it gets you out fishing and gets you out catching, especially kids. I mean, if I had a kid that wanted to go saltwater fishing, I mean, you take them sea bass fishing when the sea bass season's open, or you take them ling fishing, or porgies. I haven't seen anyone.
Why do people like hate ling so much? There's like this hatred on ling. Like I've heard people catch them and throw them away, and
I personally don't. They taste all right, but the texture is like I don't like the texture. I don't care for them.
It's a little soft, right? Like it's like a little mushy.
I think you can make like a salt slurry or something to try to firm them. I don't know it, but anyway, can I get back to 8 Ball because I mean these Dom and Kim put in the extra work, and I have to like brag about them. So we're out there, right? We're fluking, like I said, we're working. He's moving the boat all over the place. He's working, we're working, catching shorts, So at one point. The drift got weird, like the wind changed direction or something, and the boat kind of turned, and it kind of put our lines in a weird spot. So he's like, "Bring them up, guys. I'm gonna readjust us here." And 2 of the lines got caught together under the boat, and I guess he must have said, "Is everyone up?" And someone must have said yes. I'm not really sure what happened exactly, but one of the lines got caught in the prop. And the prop, it's a inboard. It's a diesel inboard. It's under the boat. So the line gets caught in the prop under the boat, right? Just real quick, like just a little bit. It barely turned it on. I got the line before we, stopped. So it's stuck. So there's line in the prop. We're kind of like he's like, what do we do? Like, oh man, like the bucktail legs in, like it's gonna get sucked in there. Like, see if you could break it, whatever. We ended up, the guy couldn't get it out. So, and I mean, I don't know. You're not gonna believe this, but so Kim puts on a pair of snorkel goggles, puts a knife in her mouth, and goes down there and starts cutting the line off the prop underneath the boat.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Holy shit. I've never seen that one before. I was like in awe
because we were screwed. Like if he turned on the motor, just would have sucked more line up, like would have damaged all kinds of stuff. Like,
and which angler did this?
Which angler did? I mean,
whose line was this?
I got to call people out.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I don't know whose fault it was, but
it was Jen's.
Jen. Jen wasn't involved. Well, it was so Kronk's line. Kronk's hook grabbed the other guy's line, John Britt's buddy, and pulled it up. And I guess when he released it, the other guy didn't realize he was caught like that. It wasn't really anyone's fault, if I'm being honest.
Kronk's already infamous and well known for the exploding reel on Chuck Manny's boat, so this could be a second one to add to the list.
I mean, he was involved, but I don't think it was his fault per se.
Kronk, if you're watching, we love you anyway. Don't worry about it.
But dude,
that's amazing. Yeah,
dude, she saved the day. I mean, she went on there a couple times, cut it off, kept cutting pieces off, and hopefully there's no like damage, because I don't know if she wasn't sure if she got it all. It's hard to see down there, but I was just in awe, like impressed. And when the time came at the end of the day where the trip should have been over, like when the time was up, we only had 5 keepers, and he's like, unless you guys have to be somewhere, we got let's keep fishing. He fished another 2.5 hours, I think.
That's awesome.
And we were able to get another handful of keepers to end with enough to give everyone a nice bag of fillets. And I'm in awe of their operation there. Like, it's
I got to call Captain Dom and see what his availability is for fluke fishing. And
I'll
get
go
a July trip.
Anytime, dude. Just I'm not here this weekend because I'm taking Dave Aw to Oregon to watch him probably die fighting a 9-foot sturgeon.
Make sure we get video of that. Don't listen to Dave. Just film it. We're gonna get an 8-ball trip as soon as you get back, because I'm dying fluke.
I'm in, dude.
Other news, real quick. Like I said, Gambler, the Flukin's been a little slow, but the night fishing trips have been cool. We're going to soon try to do some live episodes. So you're going to be able to watch the podcast live and comment in right as we talk, and we'll be able to see your comments and respond to them. So we're going to start learning how to do that slowly and start to do some of these live. Tonight's guest is Scotty Sevens, very well known, down from South Jersey. Main target that he's well known for is Sheepshead, a pretty unique species in the state of New Jersey right now because it's not even recognized yet. We've had Scotty on the show before, and we're pretty excited to have him back on. Other than that, Chris, you got any news? Because I think we are ready to bring Scotty Sevens in.
Oh, I think Scotty's ready. I mean, after he leaves, I could give you the update of the Kennedys came up to North Jersey. You want to do it after?
Okay. Yeah, let's bring in Scotty Sevens, and then the Kennedys did come up. I forgot about that, too.
That was just today.
Okay. Scotty Sevens, Deuce, can we get him in? Yellow Dog Paddle and yellowdogpaddle.com offering a bunch of new stuff. A frequent flyer pass gives you the opportunity to go on a couple of trips during a few different seasons and save some money by booking them all at once. Also teaching lessons. If you don't want to go fishing, you just want to see how the boat gets set up to troll, maybe set up your own boat. Mike will teach you lessons. And he's continuing to hammer fish on Round Valley with his spread out. Call Yellow Dog Paddle today. We have our guest ready to come in for the second time. Welcome back. Been a captain in New Jersey for about 6 years now. Captain Scotty Sevens from Sevens Fishing. Welcome back to the NJ Multi-Species Podcast.
Thanks, fellas. It's good to be back on here.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, not a whole lot. I've been watching like some of your shows, and I'm in your group on Facebook. I love it. I love what you guys are doing. So
We don't have to apologize for you being in that group.
No, it's all good stuff, man.
It's mostly okay stuff.
I don't know. The thing that I like most about you guys is like you bring the humor, like regardless of like everything. You know what I mean? And not for nothing, but you guys are like super dialed into so many different things. Like your palette is so vast. It's really impressive to someone like me who's like a 1, 2, or 3 trick pony. You know what I mean? So
we appreciate
I got a lot. Yeah, no, dude, I got a lot of respect for like you guys that are dialed into like multi-species fishing, whether it's salt or freshwater, even. Um, like I would love to do more freshwater fishing, especially like some of the stuff that you guys do. I'd love to do more of that. I just don't get the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I mean, you're welcome anytime. Like if you text us and say, "Hey, I got a couple of days off," we could usually make it work. I mean, one of us at least. I'm usually pretty flexible.
Yeah.
Just not as flexible, I guess, with work and stuff. But yeah, dude. I mean, anytime. We appreciate that, and like likewise for you guys that specifically do certain things, like you with the Sheepshead and the Back Bay types of stuff. Like,
yeah,
need you guys too. Like you guys that share a little bit of information here and there, share your catches, you know, your clients' catches and all that, and like we need that because we like to fish for everything. We love to fish for everything. That's why how we got to this point, right? With the multi-species, but there's not time to master everything. Like you kind of got to be a jack of all and master of maybe only a couple. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know, man. You guys put up some impressive catches, both salt, fresh, and like everything, man. I love your Lakers. I love your hybrid bass. Like, oh man.
Oh, you should come.
Like,
you should definitely come.
Pike is another big one for me. Like, I would love to do some pike fishing and muskie fishing.
Oh, there you go.
Dude, me and Chuck Manny just went pike fishing the other day, and like in the river up here, it's like hand to hand, like jungle warfare. Like you come out just covered in like slime and mud. Like,
yeah.
I hate that spot. It is disgusting, but it's good fishing. Scotty,
sounds like me when I got to go dig crabs, man.
While you're on that topic, the multi-species, when I'm scrolling through a news feed, and I'm sure you're tired of talking about this specific species over and over, but when I'm scrolling through a news feed of pictures of fish, and I'm just scrolling through them all these different fish, for some reason, when I get to a sheepshead, I just stop on it and I stare at it for like longer than I do at other pictures. Yeah. I don't understand why I'm so fascinated by this fish. I don't get it. Like, why am I so fascinated by this fish? I've never even seen one in person. Never.
He hasn't caught one. He hasn't gone.
Yeah. I mean, Chris, like I feel like Chris, you had the same obsession and like with them. I mean, it's something that you just had to do. You know what I mean? And you had tried for a long time, you know, from our conversations.
Yeah.
It's something for Jersey that's still a relatively new thing. You know what I mean? You know, of course, it's getting like found out about now, and it's becoming very, very big, and a lot of people are starting to do it. But it's still that new taboo fishery for this area, you know, and not for nothing, but they are without a doubt like the hardest fish in New Jersey, especially the back bays, to try and catch and to try and master and to try and dial in. Like when I tell you no lie, it took me years to figure these things out. You know what I mean? It was years. Like I remember having a conversation with somebody within the last week or so that was like, man, I tried all year and didn't happen. I was like, man, I tried for like 4 years straight to try and catch them, and to no avail. You know what I mean? And it was like blood, sweat, tears. It was quitting fishing just to be back on the next tide, grinding it out again. You know what I mean?
Wait, you went 4 years before you ever caught one, like trying to
Oh
figure it out,
yeah,
or just
yeah,
lost?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was approaching it the only way I knew how. I was approaching it like it was a tog.
Well, and there was nobody really, like, how much information was there on it? I mean,
There wasn't a whole lot, of course. Like Dan Schaefer, I mean, is hands down, like he is the one that handed us on a silver platter this fishery to the entire state. You know, he may not have been the first guy to catch a sheepshead in the state of New Jersey, but he is the one that pioneered it and gave it to us. Figured the entire thing out. So, like, all credit and all respect, will always go to Dan Schaefer in my eyes. Like, he was like a hero to me coming up. But yeah, I forget kind of where I was going with that. But
well, I will say, so, like, people talk about muskie, right? The fit was
yeah,
the fish of a 10,000 casts or
hmm
whatever. And I can remember when I when I decided, like, I want to catch a muskie. And, you go online, you look up stuff. But what I found in New Jersey, and Joe and I was talking about this the other day, or maybe it was someone else, I don't remember. But in New Jersey, certain species act so differently than they do in the places where they're more popular. Like, you talk about walleye, muskie, the pike. Like, we're catching pike in the muddiest, dirtiest river in the state, probably one of
yeah,
the dirtiest ones in the country. And that's a cold water, clean water site predator. How
yeah,
is it thriving in a muddy, stagnant river that gets probably to 85, 90 degrees in the summer with the sun beating down on it?
yeah. It's just nasty.
And it's like so my point is, in New Jersey, certain species just tend to act differently. And when it comes to the sheep's head, like, you go on, they catch a lot of them down in Florida, right? A lot of smaller
hmm
ones.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it, but I'm sure you do. But it seems to me like the way you fish for them down there is completely different than what is successful here for them.
Yeah, completely different. Completely different. And I guess they're so prolific down there and so many numbers. There's like multiple ways that you can go about fishing for them down there, and really they're everywhere. I mean, I actually think that they spawn up on the flats, up in the brackish rivers and creeks and stuff like that down south, where up here, I mean, I'm sure they do go into some of the brackish water areas, but it's like it's just a big different fishery up here. And really, so the biggest of any different species will always push their migratory range like the furthest. Um, so that's why you see up here that, like, our average size sheep, call it 5 6 pounders, that's like a cookie cutter, that would be like a giant sheep for Florida. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So we really get the biggest of the big that push their migratory range up this far and even up into New York. I'm sure they go further than New York. I mean, like, I know of consistent bites that are even up into Jamaica Bay. Um, you know, so I mean,
Are
they're
most of the
definitely.
guys in Jersey that are targeting these fish releasing them?
I would hope so. But I don't think, with the amount of people that are kind of getting into this game now, I don't think that they are. Like, for instance, like the other day, like I was fishing an area, and a boat had basically had like a double digit fish, like, on a stringer, towing it next to the side.
They get to double.
boat.
Wait a minute. Wait. They get to double.
yeah.
They get
Oh,
that
yeah.
big.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Holy
That's kind of like
shit.
what everyone's after. Everyone's after like the double digit fish. You know what I mean?
Oh God.
And really, like everybody wants a double digit tog. Like I wanted one for years. I only got one, and have never come close to it since. But yeah, double digit fish is not. It's not outside the realm of possibility. Especially like, you know, in this state. And
so he was killing it. He was killing the fish.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was dead. Yeah.
Shit.
It was just like alongside the boat.
See,
but, like, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, because it's so difficult to catch, right? Like you're saying, it took you all that time to, like, I got my first muskie in 10 trips, and that's like, this seems harder. I've probably tried maybe about that same amount of trips, but I don't live close enough to have put in the time in that amount. But my point is, you know, with all the extra like challenges and you know, information that you need to learn to catch them, I'm kind of surprised. I almost feel like a guy that would kill a big fish like that probably caught it on accident, unfortunately.
Yeah. Or it's either that or they're just getting into the game and it's like, you know, they don't really know what else to do. You know what I mean? It's like the same thing. Like I remember like when with me, like back in the day, like I grew up offshore fishing with my dad and brother, and you know, and I always wanted to kill like a big mako shark. Like that was my thing. Me and my brother always wanted to kill a grander, you know. But knowing what I know now, like you know, like me 15 years ago would have stuck a gaff into one, where now I would not, you know. Of course, mako fishing is off the table in general, but I just have an entirely different like mindset on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it changes over time the way you look at it.
Sure, it does.
I don't want to annoy you with Sheepshead the entire time.
No, I love it, dude. It's my passion.
I have to ask. I have to ask him about the tuna fish, because the ghost tuna fish videos that you make, those are probably in the top 10 coolest fucking fishing videos that I've ever seen on the internet.
You, dude. That really means a lot, man.
I have listen, we work with GoPros and cameras all the time. I have no idea how you film that shit. You must have some kind of giant robot arm on the boat. If you
secret sauce, it's on a giant pole.
If you've never seen this, you have to go to Sevens Fishing on Instagram and find the reel of him fighting the ghost tuna, just screaming, going crazy. It shit's insane. I have to ask though, you didn't land one, right?
No, so I've always had this thing, like I've always kind of been a lone wolf, you know what I mean? Like to me, and I hope and nobody like takes offense to this, but like I've always been like the lone wolf kind of guy. Like fishing was never really like a team sport for me, you know what I mean? You know, like yeah, you need a crew to go offshore fishing. That's why I fell in love with the backwater thing. But I always wanted to knock off like a giant bluefin, and I wanted to do it solo, which is absolutely a monumental, like ridiculous task, especially being a backwater guy. Then you throw in trying to get on the feed, find the fish, get on the feed, get in front of them, hook up, and then like maneuver the boat while you're fighting them. It's like, dude, it's too much.
And that's all going on while you're controlling the camera.
Correct. Yeah. Luckily, my camera, again, it's on a big stick, so I can just move it around the boat. You know what I mean?
Cool.
So, I mean, yeah, you can move it around the boat when you're not fighting a bluefin tuna.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Like you can hold the rod with one arm, grab the pole, and just move it to the other side. And
I guess that thing that they pull so hard, I guess you don't have to worry about giving slack up unless it swims at you.
Oh, yeah, they changed directions like crazy. Like, honestly, man, my elbow is still messed up. Like, I went to Rothman like 2 months ago because of it. And that fish, that last one was like December 7th. It really is. My elbow hasn't been the same since. And of course, like that particular day, I think I got bit like 3 times and pulled hooks or whatever twice.
Wow.
And then the last one I rolled up on, man, I was chasing these fish for like 6 hours and just, it's just crazy.
And
But
like, what are you
I rolled.
using? Like, what gear do you hook up with
So
these
I
fish?
got a Saragossa 18,000, and I don't like my rod all that much. I'm not going to blow up the brand, but my rod is basically like a broomstick. It's an 8 foot. There's like no bend to it all. Like all the strain and stress is directly on the angler. Like the rod doesn't eat up any of the it doesn't eat up any of the pressure from the fish, so it's all on you. But that's basically what I'm using. So that particular day, like I saw fish of all sizes that day and a lot of very, very manageable ones. The last feed, like I pulled up on, can we curse?
Yeah, we care.
Joe
Yeah.
already said fuck like 3
Okay,
times.
sorry. But yeah, the last feed, I was like, I don't even fucking want to cast into this. Like they're way too big. They're way too unmanageable. And of course, it gets piped like immediately. And it's the only one that stayed stuck. And I think I fought it for like an hour 20, like by myself. And by that time, man, you were just like worn down from doing
Yeah.
circles. And I probably had them 40 feet away. And just at one point, it just took a dip, like in its circles that I couldn't react to fast enough, and cut me off in the props, and that was that. But
Oh man.
so
See,
I
that
mean-
seems like when you hear the stories of like going out to target those fish, it
Yeah.
sounds almost impossible. Like it sounds like the most impossible thing to ever do.
well, and I agree with you, and that was part of the attraction to me. You know what I mean? But not for nothing, there's a lot of guys like in this state that have become really, really good at it. You know what I mean? And there's guys that are consistently going out and hooking up and catching these fish on every trip, like
Yeah.
Tuna Junkies, Jerry Malanga, like Rosetto, like all those guys. And even a lot of these younger kids these days, like I would call kids, and I hope they don't get offended to this, they're like in their early 20s. They're just as good as some of these older guys. They're going out and getting it done. Like there's a method to the madness. I haven't figured it out. I'm still the guy that's like, like got the throttles to the dash, like chasing these feeds around, like, just running for miles, burning up a
Well-
whole tank of gas. But
I think the impossible part is trying to do it by yourself.
yeah, it
And
is.
and the gear you're using,
The gear,
is-
I think, makes
is
it.
considered pretty light for that. I mean,
And this
It
is
is.
without burning anything too bad. This happens it don't happen far out, right? This is fairly
No, it
inshore.
doesn't. So honestly, like this past fall, like I think I was maybe like I was just outside of like the second bar when a giant like piped my bunker, like live lining for bass.
That
And of
close,
course
huh?
it was oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
Wow.
I mean
holy
these
shit.
fish are like busted on the beach in the fall, like no joke. And that was like the second time that happened to me within the past 2 years. So they can be anywhere from like literally just outside the breakers, all the way out to like 20 or so miles. It's like it's all about you just have to be willing to like run until you find the life, you know what I mean? And find
And what do
you're
you look
looking
when you
for.
say find life? What are you looking for? Birds?
Really, you're looking for birds. Like birds are going to give it away. But there's also like, if there's what I found is like there'll be like false flags too. Like, you might get to like that. Now this happens all the time. Like, I don't know, it might get to 5 miles, between 5 and 8 miles out, and there's bass all over the place, just like rolling on sand eels, and you can totally tell the difference between like a feed that has tuna on it and a feed that's like just purely bass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of times you don't burn too much if you're seeing a ton of bass in an area. Like, don't spend too much time there. Sometimes you just got to pick up and keep running and pushing out a little further. And there'll be stretches of miles. Like, say I saw the bass, like big birds and bass feeds between 5 and 8 miles. Like, dude, like the one day, like I kept going, and like I didn't see anything for like 5 miles. I'm like, I'm just wasting my time now. And out on the distance, you'll see like a little bit of a beehive, like out on the horizon line. And it's like, no, that's a feed, and that's going to be a tuna feed. And sure enough, like you get out there and it's that. What I say is, like, don't stop like a mile before the miracle happens. You know what I mean? And there was so many days that like I felt like I was just wasting my time, and I pushed it just a little bit further, and
Dude,
I got into them, found them.
And I feel like that's like the hallmark of like any really dedicated angler, right? It's like, no matter what it is, right? It's like, oh, if I fish for one more minute, that bite can happen. If I go one more mile this way, it could be there. If I take one more cast, like that could be the one that gets it. Like that's what just keeps us going, I guess.
It is. I feel like that's what drives like any angler, you know what I mean? Like, and you guys know just as much, like, and you're trying to dial in all these fisheries that like you may have had no idea about at one point in time. And that's why I have like so much respect for what you do. Like, you go out there and like, you just have to keep trying. Like the muskies, you said it took you 10 trips to get your first one. You know what I mean? Like, I bet you never lost hope. You probably got discouraged. You know what I mean? But
well, I mean, so what happens when you're musky fishing? I don't know if have you ever done it or not?
Oh yeah, dude. The winter of 2020, I spent the entire winter musky fishing for 3 bites, and the only one that I actually hooked, I got broke off like 3 feet from the bank. I was like sick, and I was like, oh man,
yeah. It's like I was seeing fish, right? Like I was getting follows some of the times, and that obviously helped me keep going. But I think even if I didn't see him, I mean, I would have kept going. You just need something, right? Whether it be, and that's the best thing about like social media and the internet, because I hate most of it, honestly. Like there's a lot of dumbass bullshit on there, like a lot of dumbass people. But if like sometimes all you need is just a little piece of information, like, oh, these fish are in this body of water, like you have a chance, they're there. You just got to keep fishing, or this lure is good for them, like whatever the lure is, like you just got to keep throwing it, you know what I mean? And you can get that from social media, you can get that with the internet now. And I don't know, I think that's one of the better things about it.
Oh, and you know what else is funny too? Like, and I'm not one of these guys that like says that's a fleet follower. I never was. Like, I don't like fishing near people. Like, I've always tried to like pave my own way and go out of my way. But on that note, with exactly what you were saying, that day from last fall, of the last, because there's a few tuna videos that I shot where like I hooked up and fought or whatever. But funny enough, like a little boat rolled up like to the same feed I did, and I saw what they were throwing. Everyone throws like the same thing, like it's like the NLB straight tail or NLB like paddle tail, blah 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 blah. I don't typically like throw those, and I watch these dudes they both casted, and I watched one of them hook up, and he was the only dude that was throwing pink. I was like, what? So it gave me an idea. I had one pink jig in my box, and sure shit, I put that on, and that's what got bit. Like sometimes it's just like just pay attention to all of what's going on around you. You know what I mean? And sometimes, like I really don't think that I would have hooked up that day had I not have like, that just caught my eye that I saw that dude throwing pink and he hooked up on pink. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and it's like, it's not like you don't get anything from pretending you didn't just see that happen. Like,
Yeah.
There's no like, oh, I gotta respect the guy. Like I can't, like, you saw it happen. You saw it work. Like, and even if it's just in your head, like, so we say it all the time with like colors and scents and certain lures and stuff. I'm convinced that it obviously makes a difference sometimes, at least.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes it also is just in your head. But like,
I agree with you. Yeah.
But if it's in your head, it's real. I mean, it's affecting your psyche, like it's affecting
your entire vibe, like your entire aura, like everything, it affects everything. Like, yeah, if you don't have confidence in what you're throwing and what you're doing, like you're not gonna work that jig the right way. You're not gonna throw the proper cadence on it. Like, it's just you
have to believe that every second of every cast or every jig or whatever you're doing, you have to believe that any second you're going to get bitten, and it could be a big fish or whatever your target is, whatever your goal is. Like, you got to believe that could happen any second. And if you don't, and we all lose focus sometimes, especially at the end of a day, it's hot as hell or cold as hell. Like, we all lose focus sometimes, and you know what happens. Like, you finally get that bite and you fuck it up.
Yeah. It's so true. And like, especially like going back to the whole sheep thing, like there a lot of people like they want it to happen so bad. And listen, like sheep fishing isn't the kind of thing where you're gonna go out and you're gonna just like pound away and there's gonna be sheeps flying over the rail the entire day. It's just not that kind of fishery. Like if you go out and you pluck like 1, 2, 3 maybe, and a bunch of tog and maybe a bass on top of it, like that's a really good day. But some days, like now, don't get me wrong, there's days where like you'll get double-digit numbers of fish, you know what I mean? But like some days you'll only get so many opportunities, and you have to try to capitalize on every single opportunity you get. You know what I mean? I mean, Chris, like I remember like last year, the day that you came out, like you guys stayed in the pocket the entire day, and you were able to capitalize on all the opportunities you got. You know what I mean?
And I was going to say, so the last time you came on the show and we talked to you on the show, I had not fished with you yet. I had only just dabbled in trying to catch sheepshead. And I remember telling you, like, I talked to you on the phone, you helped me out immensely.
Yeah.
And I I rented a boat while I was down on vacation. And I put what I thought was a solid effort into catching my own sheepshead down there. And again, like, I realize that we have to be careful talking about the sheepshead fishing and all that stuff, just because it's a sensitive fishery. Honestly, we don't have the numbers that like Florida has, where they're catching them left and right. We have big ones that take a long time to grow, and I hope that anyone learning and trying to learn how to catch them, releases at least the bigger ones, but anyway, so just stop me if I get too much into it and it's something you don't want to share, because I realize this is you're doing this for a living. So when I tried to do it, the only bait I could find was that the bait shops had was frozen sand fleas.
Sure.
And I didn't really have time to try to catch my own bait or anything like that. So that's what I used.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing what you were telling me, fishing that way. And we caught tons of tog, just blackfish. I mean, we had a blast. I mean, we're on vacation. I wasn't expecting much, honestly, even though I really wanted to get that sheepshead. And we just caught tons of blackfish. And I remember calling you and telling you, like, dude, like I was trying to do everything you said. Like I was trying to remember everything, all the tips and stuff that you told me. And like all I could catch was like we just hammered blackfish. And I remember you said basically to me, like, it probably means you were basically doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But it could have been the bait you had. Like these sheepshead tend to be very picky about the baits that they eat.
Yeah, they absolutely can be. And I would say, like, in this area, there's maybe like 5 main baits that people will use. You got your sand fleas. They're the easiest to attain. Most bait stores will sell them live. If not, they'll have them frozen. You can throw green crabs on that, but like I don't typically care for them at all. So that's sand fleas, green crab. You have your Asian shore crabs, which is another one. And they're fairly easy to go and get yourself. You know what I mean? You have to put in your a little bit of time to go get them. You have calico crabs, which is, to me, the calicos are like top tier, like the best. And then you have your fiddler crabs. And fiddlers are really difficult to try and catch. And not only that, but try to keep them alive, like long term. And that's the problem with calico crabs too. Like even if I catch calicos, like I can't even keep them alive in my floating crab pen at my dock. Like they basically need like a live well system in order to keep them alive. Now you can freeze them and use them like relatively. If you use them within a couple of weeks, they're still really, really good. But yeah. So like you were talking, like how would somebody go about, catching sheepshead? And I've always said, and it was always like my experience with the whole thing. Like I always felt like everyone always says, yeah, putting your time, but there's almost like levels to like the sheep game in a way where you have to, most baits that you need are not attainable at bait shops, and you have to go out and you really got to catch your own bait. I'm not saying that you can't catch them on sand fleas and stuff, because they do work and they work really well. But like that first level that you have to beat is being able to go out and catch your own bait. You know what I mean? Then it goes up from there. Like then you got to figure out the areas you got to go to target. Then comes like the timing the bites, because I think you remember, like they bite very, very, very different from blackfish. They really do. And like there's a lot of good like tog guys out there that are able to make the switch like pretty well. But then there's also a lot of people that will be swinging on every little twitch and pick that they feel. You know what I mean? Which is
it was almost like what you, because it's a little similar to the blackfish in that you have to wait for the right bite, and you kind of figure out, you learn what you're feeling for. But it's almost like I would describe it as like the bite that you're wading through for the sheep's head is similar to the bite that you would swing on for a tog.
Yes.
Scotty,
Yeah,
is there any lure fishery at all for them, or it's all artificial?
yeah, actually, there's quite a bit. Like I know a lot of guys that are using that. I think it's an Aussie lure. It's called the Cranka crab, Cranka. It's like a fake plastic crab, and it's got some like treble hooks on it. It's pretty cool. I know people personally that have gotten them on that. I have not personally done that. I actually know somebody that got one on a pink Zoom at nighttime, believe it or not. Crazy enough.
Is that like a freak accident though, or is that something?
I don't know, man. Like I've heard like straight from the horse's mouth of people whom I have a tremendous amount of respect for in the community, that catch them to great effect at nighttime. You know?
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Have I done it personally? No, I haven't. You know, if I'm like going out at nighttime, I'm usually like just messing around with bass or something like that. But yeah, like it's not the norm to cast into a shadow line and hook up on a sheep. You know what I mean? But I also think that like the night fishery for them is like very much an untapped resource as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I maybe you want to dabble in it. Maybe when I'm on vacation, I'll call you one night.
I'm always up for a dabbling.
Scotty, for anyone watching this,
Yeah.
If they want to go fishing with you or interested in a trip, what's the best way to find you? Where's all your socials?
So my Instagram is at Scotty Sevens. Like I haven't been good at keeping up with that this year because I've just been guiding so much. Or Sevens Fishing, which is my Facebook page. Like, I mean, pretty much like all my trips are on there. I've been posting a lot of like my tag and release videos because I started tagging a lot of these fish. Maybe this is like my third season doing tagging work with them. I've been tagging with Gray's Fish Tag Research, which is a subsidiary of Gray's Taxidermy from Florida. They do a lot of cool stuff with Chuck actually, and I believe, and they tag a lot of striped bass up there. So yeah, you can find me there at Sevens Fishing on Facebook, and usually I tell people to text. It's a whole lot easier because like even if I'm on the water, it's like I at least will have a text message I can get back to like as soon as I get off the water. You know what I mean? So
give your number if you want.
Yeah. You 215-360-2049.
Scotty, I have to thank you for taking the time to come back on here and talk to us. If my wife is watching this, she knows I'm desperately waiting to go fishing with Scotty Sevens. Yeah. And my birthday is coming, so there's a birthday idea.
Is she home?
No, they're at a softball game. But we just got back from a lake trout fishing trip that Chris's wife, but she's gonna scream at me for that. Chris's wife got him for his birthday, and I got to go. So it would only be fair for my wife to get me a Sevens fishing trip for my birthday. That's how I feel.
Well, yeah, it'd be fair if I got to go too.
That's true.
Yeah. That would be awesome. That actually would be really awesome. I was kind of hoping, that both of you would be on the boat. That would be cool.
For some reason, I guess like our families just schedule the same vacations the same week every year. I guess because the places. You know, like you book them when you leave the year before, and you just take the same. And his family vacation is literally we go to the same place. Both go to Wildwood. He goes 1 week, and I go the week after. Like they never over.
The day I'm leaving, the day he comes.
Oh, really?
Year. Every single year.
That's the way.
Yo, how'd your lake trout trip go? It looked like it was awesome.
Which one? The New York one.
Yeah, just recently, I just saw a picture of a bunch of
Yeah.
Lakers. I think you guys just caught.
That
That's
was the
another one
birthday.
that's on my bucket list, dude. Like, I would love to get into some lake
Well,
trout.
yeah, I mean,
Oh,
dude,
man.
that we do locally. Like I've done that
Yeah.
for a long time, and we do that locally. But we travel to upstate New York, go to the Finger Lakes, fish with Kurt, because it's just better there. I mean, you can't really compare, but it's a similar type of, it's the same type of fishing, basically, both herring forage and you fish from the same way. But yeah, it's cool. It's not like, you call it Laker jigging, but you're not really jigging, right? You're reeling away, and they just crush it. Like it's all like reactive, aggressive
You
strikes.
gotta come up here.
Dude, I would love to. And that's like my kind of fishing too. I love that stuff. Like the stuff that you're actually engaged, with doing. Not that I have anything against the people like who troll and do things like that, but man, I love jig fishing. Jig fishing is probably like my favorite way to fish.
Me too.
For sure.
I
And
agree.
to catch Laker, like how many pound tests are you using for them?
I use 10.
Really?
Yeah, I bump it up a little bit more than that. It's like 12.
Yeah, some of
just 'cause
those things are giant, man.
Yeah,
Big.
you gotta. I don't think they're that line shy. I think it's a lot of aggression. Like I don't think they're that
Yeah.
line shy, but that's just me.
That
And
would
they're
be
fairly
awesome
deep, right?
if you got. Yeah, usually
They
the one that
they come shallow too when the water's cooler.
the last
Yes.
big one we got was like over 100 feet, right? It was right about 100 feet, I think.
Yeah,
That's wild.
Yeah, it's
That's so
on
wild.
freshwater gear too. It's fun. You should definitely come up. It is
dude.
awesome.
I'm telling you,
it's
dude. Look,
something I would love to do. Like
whatever.
that's like major bucket list stuff for me.
you.
What time of the year?
I can get you on lake trout in New Jersey pretty much year round.
Really?
It changes like where they are, what they're doing and stuff, but it's basically the same. It's more of like the water's cooler, they're a little shallower. There's times of the year where you can cast into the shallows at them.
Mhm.
That's not the same. Like the fishing for them vertically is just that's
it's
the
the
best for me.
best.
But you could
Yeah.
you could basically do it year round.
That's
So if I mean it, dude, if you set up your schedule and give yourself a couple days off and just
Mhm.
give us a little bit of a heads up, like a week or two heads up or something like that, and we could probably make it work. We're pretty
Yeah.
flexible.
Yeah,
That'd be
that's
awesome.
something I would love to knock off my list. Really, really,
That'd
it
be
is.
so cool. We could make that happen easily. But Scotty, thank you so much. Like I said, for taking
no,
time
I
to come
loved
on
it.
here.
And honestly, man, I would love to come back and talk with you guys anytime.
You're welcome
Anytime you want
anytime.
somebody on, like I would, like I said, I got big love for what you guys are doing over here. Really do. And you guys are like super dialed. I love the humor that you bring to it. And like one of the biggest things, like I love that you guys don't have like there's so much ego in this community. You know what I mean? And I love that you guys like you just approach it from just such a positive, fun perspective, man. I got a lot of respect for that.
I appreciate that. I really do. I really appreciate it.
Oh, we didn't talk about the most important piece.
What do you got?
What's that? Whoa!
I saw you drinking.
So last year, I'll never forget last year, Joe was like, "What's with the pineapple, man?"
Oh,
Remember that?
you had a cup. You had a
Yeah.
pineapple
I had the cup and I think I had the pillows. Yeah.
He had
and
the
you
pillows
just
on
and
the
you just
couch.
kept,
Yeah.
you just kept,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
And
kept
he had-
drinking
Like,
from it.
what's the secret? And I was like, I never leave the dock without a pineapple.
And I just saw a video
didn't.
recently of him turning a pineapple into a sheep's head.
Yes, it's actually a trick I'm pretty well known for. Actually, that's my special signature move.
It's not an act either. Like when I went fishing with him, he had a pineapple in the cooler. Like it was there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure when last time I went on the Fishmonger, I think Pastorino was telling me about his trip with you, and he told me there was a pineapple there. He was laughing his ass off.
On the dash. Yep. Scotty Pineapples. Yeah.
Scotty,
it was so funny. Like I think like back in November or October, I was fishing next to him. He yelled over because he saw the pineapples up on the dash of my boat. He's like, Scotty. It's funny.
That's it. Well, I gotta say, Scotty Sevens 2, Pastorino 0. Still haven't had him on the show. He still hasn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man,
he's supposed to have
Jerry.
been on 6 episodes already, but he came to 0 of them.
Really?
You're beating him 2-0.
Yeah.
Okay. Jerry's a good dude, man.
He's awesome.
He hates us.
No.
He just won't. He just can't make it on the show. I don't get it.
He's a busy dude. I mean, like he's probably has like, to me, he's like that has the most successful like charter business in the state. He really does.
Probably.
It's probably.
Yeah. Probably.
I'll tell you what though, man, that dude doesn't miss a hook set at all.
Nope.
Like
have you ever fished on his boat?
Not yet. I'm dying to go out with him for tog.
I've been outfished by him through the fucking window. He's using a boat rental through his window, out fishing everyone else on. It's ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, I guarantee. Like, dude, like I didn't even have to explain the bite to him. He was just like the first bite he got, he was like a sniper, man. He was like, wow.
I believe it. It's insane.
It.
He must have like fish oil instead of blood going through his veins. I don't know.
Speaking of which, that reminds me of that. You brought that crawdad juice out, don't you remember?
Well, yeah, I did.
Yeah,
the lip glue.
The lip glue crawfish scent, right?
Yeah.
And I would say like that was a little bit of a tougher bite that day. And like I think I turned around and you're like, yeah, I've been, you were squirting it on like as you would like mustard on a hot dog or something. You know what I mean? And like sure shit, like you were getting the bites on that stuff. Like that stuff like made a difference that day. I swear that it did.
You said you were gonna get some just in case like.
Yeah, and you know what? I totally forgot about it after that. But like, I remember that day because your buddy that you had out, like, he was struggling to get bites, and like sometimes it's things like that just make the difference.
Was I putting it was the crawfish lip glue.
Yeah,
and. Was I putting it on in secret? I think, you know what? I bet you I was at first, but not because I was trying to keep it from you guys. I thought you guys would make fun of me, but then it started working.
I don't make fun of anybody for anything, man.
I mean, it did seem to work, right? I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's 100%. Like, and it's stuff like that. Like the biggest takeaway from like this, think outside the box. Like, do something different that not everybody else is doing, you know?
Oh, yeah. Like, we're like a Frank's Red Hot commercial with lip glue. Like, I'm going to put that shit on everything.
Dude, it ain't going to hurt. I've never seen it hurt. I've never seen it make the fishing worse.
No, I hear you. And in the same respect, like I used to, like when the bass bite would get really, really tough, like I would use like the Manhattan Procure, and it would make it would turn like a night of short strikes into, it would make them want to hang on to the jig just a little bit longer. And dude, sometimes stuff like that makes a massive difference, you know?
Dude, I've been, since that day, I've also started putting the crawfish lip glue on my tog jigs.
Yeah.
And like, I told this story already on a different episode. I won't do the whole thing, but I won the pool on a party boat up in Rhode Island, and I was using this stuff. And I think Steve had to have had guys calling him to buy that lip glue because they were like, dude, how did you catch all those fish? Like, what were you doing? Like, it was a tough day. And I'm like, here's the Toggy Time jigs. Here's the lip glue. I mean, that's what I was using. So,
I got to tell you that I completely forgot all about that until just now. Like, I got to get myself a bottle of that stuff. I'm going to.
Crawfish lip glue.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Scotty,
it made all the difference that day. Sure did.
Scotty, I have to thank you again for coming on here. It's always the hardest part of the show is always saying goodbye.
Yeah, it is. I know.
It's always a process on the show, but I do have to say goodbye.
Yep.
And I really do appreciate you coming on the show. And like I said, if my wife is watching this, please, Scotty Sevens, contact me. He gave his phone number.
For the 20th time, Joe, your wife does not watch this stupid show.
True.
And she probably doesn't care about making you happy for your birthday either.
I think she secretly does watch it. I do. Scotty, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on again.
All right, dude.
All right. Yep. Take care, fellas.
Take it easy.
8-Ball Sportfishing out of Point Pleasant offers extreme flexibility at a very affordable price. 6-pack charter. Right now, Captain Dom's offering a shark 6-pack for $1,800, which is a really amazing price. Still doing his striper trips after work, doing fluking trips. Chris just got back from a fluke trip with them. We're going to talk about that on this episode. 8-Ball, just extremely flexible, will work with your schedule. Even if you only have 2 people, he'll try to squeeze you in with another group of 4. Call 8-Ball Sportfishing today. NJFishing.com, approaching 28 years as the #1 resource in freshwater and saltwater fishing in New Jersey. Just send an email to Jerry Zagorski and ask for a username and password, and gives you access to the message board, saltwater and freshwater. And also, if you're looking for a party or charter boat, there are tons of them listed on njfishing.com. So head over there today. Yeah, so Scotty Sevens, really unbelievable. Like I said, I have like a man crush for him because of his video work. I think his videos are just unbelievable. So I didn't want to tell him I have a man crush on him on the air, but I guess he'll see it now anyway.
He's going to see it now, and that's his weird.
Videos are just so unbelievable. I want to be his best friend. But
he's awesome, yeah.
I almost consider that like a trip of a lifetime. I don't know, as a New Jersey multi-species angler, like that one is on like the top of my radar. I have never caught one, and I'm obsessed with them now. But yeah, it's unbelievable. And Scotty's pretty successful at it. I mean, his videos, he catches a lot of really big fish. He tags them. So yeah, I mean, he's the guy to go with. If I
don't see anyone else doing that kind of work with Sheepshead up here, and I mean,
and it's very secretive. You never see videos of people catching Sheepshead in Jersey. There's no videos of it.
I saw one the other day. I mean, you see
really?
It, but yeah,
I've never seen a Jersey video because there's just too much backdrop, and then most of the pictures, the backdrops are altered or blurred out. It's a very secretive fishing community, but really cool.
Well, these fisheries are, when you're talking back bay stuff for fish that there's not that many of, you got to be. I mean, when you're talking like stripers moving through the river and everyone and their mother is fishing for them and catching them, I mean, it doesn't really matter as much.
What's the reason that the state of New Jersey hasn't stepped in and put a limit? Like how many sheepshead you can keep and a size? Like they've put nothing on them. Like they don't exist to them.
I'm sure there's some kind of red. I mean, you should have asked. Didn't we ask him that last time? He kind of answered it.
I don't think there's any regulations on them at all.
No, there's not. But I think I asked him last time. So if anyone's curious, that tune into the last time we had Scotty Sevens on last year, or was it more than a year ago? Well, you could search it.
It probably was more than a year ago.
But the point is, I'm pretty sure we asked him that, and I think he had an explanation for it. But
I should have asked why it was on here. I didn't want to keep him here all night.
There's a lot of red tape, I think, involved and bullshit, I'm sure. So basically, it's a fish that hasn't been like in our waters, like sticking around and thriving for that long in comparison to other fish, obviously. So I guess it just
hasn't taken yet
haven't
enough
really
for them to
they
step
don't
in.
recognize it, I guess. But
well, as soon as they figure out there's a way to fine you off it, they'll still get on it right away.
Oh, jeez, yeah. Well,
I mean, anyway, Scotty Sevens, yeah, check out his stuff on Instagram, Facebook. Really amazing video work and just a really cool fish. If you not a fish you see all the time in Jersey, so it's really cool.
Can I just add one thing? Like, if you're interested in catching a sheepshead, right, and even if you want to do it yourself, like that's great. Like that's commendable. I've learned to fish for tons of species, mostly on my own or by gathering little bits of information, right? But the easiest way, the best way to do something like this to learn, right? Because he called me, dude. Like he called me when I told him I was trying to catch this sheepshead before I went with him, and he stayed on the phone with me for like an hour plus, just trying to explain to me what to do, give me tips and tricks and stuff. And it obviously helped, but when I finally got to fish with him, just like learning in the moment, like seeing what he was doing and like doing it as he's showing me and telling me, you can't beat that. Like if you're really like, just go on a trip with these guys like that. That's how you learn.
Well, that is like he was saying, how he said, oh, it's commendable how we go after so many species and dialed in. The way we're able to do that is because of guys like him. I mean, right. We've learned striper fishing from Chuck Manny. That's what he does. He striper fishes. We learned black fishing from Frank Mihalik. That's all he does is blackfish. So we've learned a lot from these people that do these one specific things, and they could basically give us almost a lifetime of information in, one or two trips, as much as they could talk to you. So right. When you kind of think it's not worth the money, I mean, you're basically paying for years and years of legwork that the guide put in to figuring this out, and now he's going to show it to you. So, like I said, my perspective changed tremendously because when I first started this podcast, I said, catch your own fish. I didn't really like guides. I said, oh, you shouldn't. You caught it with a guide. No one cares. Totally 100%. Reverse now. I believe in the guides and I believe in hiring guides. It's just the way to go. It's the only way you're going to speed up the learning process.
Yeah, especially if you have to travel long distances to do like I don't have any sheepshead nearby. I got to cut the learning curve. I can't drive 2 hours every time I want to try to practice sheepshead fishing and catch a new fish, right? I go with Scotty Sevens once, and all of a sudden, like I just cut years off of the learning curve. Like
as long as it's with the right guy, right. Like we've gotten so many Tim Keebler on the Delaware River, Mike Herman trolls Round Valley. We've gotten so much Eddie Mackin. He's just on Lake Apacon. So we have all these like little tidbits of information that we get from all these guys that are very good at one specific thing. And it does help us in what we're able to do when we're doing our multi-species, ridiculous, crazy shit, constantly switching all over the place. But yeah, so it is commendable both ways because putting in that much dedication on one fish isn't easy either.
No, it's not. I mean, I do it in bits and pieces, but I always switch off to something else. Like to me, the variety, like I'm in awe of these guys that's put all this time and effort into one specific type of fishery or fish, because like I don't think my mind would let me do it. Yeah, so like you said, like I need those guys. Like I need those guys as friends too, because I need their information. I need and I love sharing information. Like I'd love to pay Scotty Sevens back and take him lake trout fishing. It just happened with the Kennedys. I know that this show's going on way too long, but just real quick, right? The Kennedys helped you and Chuck catch your first snake heads.
And bowfin. And white crab.
Well, and my bow, I had caught snakeheads before, but all three. Well, you and I had never caught a bowfin. Chuck had never caught one in New Jersey, I think. But basically, dude, like they invited us down. They told us what to use, where to go, like helped us at, what were we gonna do? Just go down there and it's a 2-hour plus drive for us, right? Like, you're going to keep going down there and failing? All right. I mean, it gets expensive. It gets old. You start wondering, like, oh, I'm going to do something else. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many other species. They helped us out with that, right? I finally got to take them out. They finally came up to North Jersey, and I got to repay them a little bit just today. I just got back not that long ago. They never caught lake trout. They never caught salmon. I was able to get. We only landed one salmon. I think we lost at least one or two though. We almost got both of them a salmon, but we got Kevin a nice salmon, and they caught a bunch of nice smallmouth, which wasn't the target, but I mean they love fishing anyway, so they had a good time. And then I was able to take them out, and they were each able to get a couple of lake trout jigging.
That's awesome.
Which
I still owe the Kennedys, so if they got to come back up, I'll take them out too, because I definitely owe them.
I told them they'd come back anytime. I mean, it doesn't have to be like a one-time deal.
Yeah, they're awesome anyway. Yeah, you can come anytime.
It was a good time.
Okay, longest episode ever, so we're getting off. I don't know who the guest is next week. It's too late to even care.
Oh, God, I don't even... Do I have to even look? Do you want to leave a mystery
No, it's fine.
Once?
We're going to be back next week. This weekend, Chris is going to Oregon or Washington with Dave Aw to go after giant sturgeon. It's a bucket list dream for Dave Aw. He's making Chris go back again.
Dude, he's either gonna die fighting the first one is his. The rod's gonna bend over. Dave, you're up. He's gonna start fighting it. He's not gonna let anyone help him. I bet anything.
No. And
hopefully he's physically up to the task and he doesn't just drop dead right there. I may literally film Dave Aw's death.
Please film it, please. He'd be happy to die that way anyway. Nice. And it's an admirable death. Dave, good luck to you. I hope that you get that dream bucket list sturgeon. I hope Chris gets it on video. Chris, good luck to you too. I'll be here doing something weird in Jersey. We will be back next week, though, with whoever the guest is that we can't remember who it is.
I'm not going to pull it up. It's just a mystery.
Mystery guest.
Suffer for the mystery guests. Yeah.
That's it.
There you go.